started and falling. Go again. Time is so precious and pleasure. Don't measure the fall again. Money be coming and going and coming and going again. Loving is true, it don't go here to stay. Go again. Bumping into trouble like a rumbles where I came. See the flame shine bright. They were puzzled how I'm saved. I could never serve the passion or the fire or the man or for sight how I am. Ain't nobody asking, I'll be basking in my liberty, cause slavery is real. Doesn't mean the shackles gotta be revealed. Fighting with my pen, that's the closest thing to steal, and it's what they wanna steal. There's value in the word, gotta figure out the real. I'm juggling and wrestling thoughts in my mind. The influence was heavy, all the faults even mine. They were still persuading like I'm needing a dime. That my people ain't be dying over gold in the mines. It's funny, right? I'm still numb to the trauma. I couldn't tell if my joy was out of love or what would hold me when I needed me a hug. That's the realest. Yeah, it's the closest thing to feeling. Yeah, it's the only thing revealing. Kinda get me closer to the Lord. Cause maybe He can open up some doors while these words get to show you all my flaws. There's poetry in pain, blessing in the chain, pictures I could paint. Yeah, there's poetry in pain, blessings in the chain, pictures I could paint. Yeah, there's poetry in pain, blessings in the pictures I could paint. Yeah, poetry in pain, blessings in the chain, pictures I could paint. Now I've been calling and starting and falling. Go again. Time is so precious and blessed. Don't mess it up again. Money keep coming, going and coming and go again. Loving is true, it don't go here to stay. Go again.
Yes. What is going on, my people? We are back in business. It's Wednesday evening. It's just past 8:30, so you already know what is up. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to be back live again. It's been a busy last few 7 days. It's been a bit of a blur, actually. And I guess it's a good topic because we're talking about working. And I know you've been busy. I know I've been busy. But how have you been? How has your week been? How was your weekend? How was your Saturday? How was your Thursday? How was your Friday? How was your Saturday? I'm trying to remember the days of the week, yes. How was your Sunday? How was your Monday? How was your Tuesday? And how was your today? Oh man, honestly. These lives, right? When I come on, I'm like no, before I come on, quite often I'm feeling a little bit tired, kind of like, oh, I don't know. During the day, sometimes I'm like, I think I'm not going to do it today because I'm feeling so tired. And then the evening comes, and then I'm like, oh yes, let's do my live, come on. And the camera goes on, the mic goes on, the music comes in, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm feeling good. Get my tea, get the tunes going, tea is good, and then we start the live. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about work. If you don't get that reference, it's probably for the best. Yeah, so we got some questions about work. We've got some things to think about. Have you guys been working? Have you been working? What's been going on? What work do you do? What work did you do today? Are you happy with the work that you've done today? Are you happy with what you accomplished? Do you know what I haven't done in a long time, actually? I haven't shared the fact that I'm going live. I have not done that for a while. So I think I'll do that now. Is that okay? Let me do that now. Let me try not to get distracted by what pops up on YouTube while I'm streaming. That's the thing, isn't it? These social media platforms are designed for you to get on there and get busy to do stuff. All right, so let's see. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to share that I'm live and that we are talking about work. Yeah. 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 I will share the love. All right. Let's see. Oh, do you know what? One of my favorite. Okay, I don't really have a favorite instrument, right? Do I? I don't think I have a favorite instrument, but I really do love guitars. And it's just a shame that I can't play. Okay, so I can play kind of. I can kind of play, but I wouldn't call myself a guitarist. You know what I mean? And I certainly wouldn't be caught playing live. That's for sure. Because I ain't really got it like that. You know what I mean? All right, let's send this out. Hey, y'all. I'm live again. Would love to see you. Would love to see you and conversate. I like saying conversate. Don't even know if that's a real word. But hey, everything else is getting redefined, so why not? Yeah, I think I can make up words. Innit? Why not? I mean, bootylicious made it into a dictionary. Anyways, yes, so we're talking about work. And I've got some questions. You know me, asking the questions, getting us to think about things. You know, it's important to think. Oh, fixing the mic. Lovely, lovely, jubbly. Good stuff. Woi. Okay, tested microphone check. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Yep, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so we got some questions. We got some questions that we need to be asking ourselves. And the first question is, ladies and gentlemen, I just sent this message out on WhatsApp, and a few people are messaging me back. That's nice. Yes. All right, cool. So, work, right? Are we working enough? Oh, yeah. Are we working enough? Or are we working too much? Are you working enough or are you working too much? That's a big question because there's a hustle culture, right? Which makes us feel that we need to be working continuously. We need to be striving towards making all the money we can in the world and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, so it feels like we're not working enough because we haven't got the things that we want. So we feel like we need to work really, really hard to get the things, or work more, or do more work, or do different types of work. What some people refer as multiple streams of income, which isn't actually multiple streams of income. Anyway, Or are we working too much? Because sometimes we feel like we're working too much. But then the question is that comes out of that one is, are we even doing the right type of work? And if we're doing the wrong type of work that's going to move us in the direction that we want to go in, that would probably mean that it feels like we're working too much or too hard. Right? Is that just me? Is that too much deep thought for Wednesday evening? Maybe, maybe not. So are we working enough? And are we working too hard? Are we working enough or are we working too hard? That is the question. That is the question. And I think that sometimes we need to assess whether we're doing the right work and whether we are working too hard or too soft. There's hard work, and is there such a thing as soft work? Because there should be, right? Because if it's the opposite. Let me Google that. Does anyone ever say that? Soft work. What's soft work? I hope this isn't some kind of weird. You know how it is sometimes, right? There's some weird slang. There's a movie out in 2020 called Soft Work. Interesting. There's a song. Is this Afrobeat by someone called Vals called Soft Work? Interesting. Okay, anyways, so yeah, are we working hard enough or are we working soft? And are we doing the right types of work? Are we doing the work that's really gonna, as they say in personal development and business space, is it gonna move the needle forward? Is it gonna really help with our goals? I think to answer this question, we really need to be thinking about our objectives and what we are trying to achieve. You know, what is the work that we're doing? What is it doing for us? What's the work doing for us? Is it helping you with your financial goals? Is it helping you with your fulfillment goals or your purpose or the impact that you want to do or the impact that you want to have? These are important questions that we have to ask. Why are we doing the things that we're doing? What's the reason behind it? So most people, everyone, I would assume, well, most people are working for money, right? You want to earn money because there's some stuff that you want to get. You want to have a certain lifestyle. That could be like you want to travel or you want to be freedom. I think most people, really and truly, if we look at it and think about it, most people are working for freedom. Because take, for example, people who are retiring. It would have been their motivation in a lot of sense to work to a point where they don't have up until they don't have to work anymore. Right? I think so. Oh, hey, Glenn. Yes, glad to have you on, my brother. Why are we doing the things we do? Why are we? Why are we doing the things we do? Is it for our kids? Is it for our family? What is it for? What is it really for? It's really, really, really important. And sometimes the next question is, are we busy fools? Are we busy doing stuff that we actually don't need to be doing? Yeah, is it that we're doing stuff that we don't need to be doing? So it's kind of, it becomes hard, right? Or meaningless. So you don't even remember it. You know, has anyone ever asked you, how was your day? Or what did you do today? And you just can't remember what you did. You can't remember what you did. You know you did some work. You know you were busy. You know you got some stuff done. But you can't remember what you did. Why is that? You know, or it's a bit of a blur. Why is that? Is it because it was mundane? Is it because it wasn't important? Is it because it wasn't impactful? It wasn't inspiring? I think sometimes actually that we are busy fools because we're doing things that we really don't need to do, but we've become accustomed to doing this work. We've become accustomed, and it's like that's the norm now. And anything outside of it is uncomfortable. So we continue doing it when you don't need to do stuff, and then you might have a coach or mentor, or I don't know, some elderly person come along and say, why are you doing it this way? Right? And there's an author who wrote a book that kind of shift the oh my goodness, I can't speak today. The perception of what work is and how we work. The word I want to use is perspective. Is that even anyway, guys, bear with me. Thank you. I appreciate you. Are we busy fools? Yeah. Are we doing some of the things that we don't remember? Is it because we did work that wasn't inspiring or it was mundane? Yeah, such mundane tasks that you don't even want to think about it. And it's not worth taking up any space in our biological hard drives, our brains. Right? Glenn, good to have you on, man. It was mundane, busy fools. Yeah, it really feels like that. Especially some of the work that we do, right, Glenn? I can really feel like we're busy fools. Oh man, but what can I say? At least we get paid. Charismatic vibes. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. I'm living the dream. Um, Background music. It's the usual, bro. It's the usual chill hop, chill out vibes. Got the tea. For some reason, this tea tastes like it has garlic in it, but I didn't put any garlic. It's lemon and ginger and honey. Not sure what's going on there with the tea. Yeah, but I'm doing good, man. How are you? How are things? How's it going? How's it going? How was your day? Do you remember what you did today? Hey guys, I forgot. As usual, if you want to jump in and conversate, here is a link that you can do that, and we can have a little bit of a conversation, a little bit of back and forth. There's no pressure, but it would be great to have you on. It's not rum. There is no rum in this one. I think I've had my quota of rum for the month, actually. My flavored rums, I shared that with a group of people the other day, and you guys know I don't drink a lot, so I'm probably not. Well, the month is almost at the end. I don't think anyway, about rum. King of Chill. Hey, do you know what? King of Chill. Good to have you on, Clarissa. Great to have you on. King of Chill. Do you remember that drink? Oasis. Was it Oasis? Chill with the Still. Who remembers that drink? I'm showing my age. I think it was probably in the 90s and the early 2000s. Oasis drink. Is it still around? Oasis drink. I feel like it was bought by. It's still around. I feel like it was bought by someone and it died. Okay, so Coca-Cola owns it. Anyway, they had this advert that used to go something about chill with the still. Yeah, because it was like fizzy drinks were the kind of soft drinks that was around, and then this was a soft drink that wasn't fizzy, that was popular. Chill with the still. Anyway, that reminded me of that. Flavored rum is good. It's about the taste, not about anything else. It's not about feeling fuzzy. Yeah, do you know what? Coca-Cola really do own everything, and it's disappointing because there's a particular chain of coffee shops I used to like, which I really don't like anymore. Chill with the Still was an Oasis ad from yes, 2001. Go, chill with the Still. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Thanks for taking me down memory lane. How did this even start? Me talking about Oasis. Someone said, "Oh, Clarissa said the king of chill." All right, cool. So next question. We've spoken about being a busy fool, right? So the book that I mentioned earlier, this author, his name is Tim Ferriss. You might have heard of him. The book is called The 4-Hour Work Week. I didn't read the book, and I think I'm going to read it because I listened to it. And listening to audiobooks doesn't have the same impact on my life, and I don't take the same action as when I read them. So I think I'm going to do I have the book? I feel like I read the book. No. I think I had the book, listened to the audio book, and I lent the book to someone or gave the book to someone. But I think I'll have to get that book again and make notes because there's some really good points in there, really good ideas, and really forward thinking, especially for its time. And lots of entrepreneurs and CEOs and people who are like lifestyle entrepreneurs used his book and his ideas to get to where they are today. So 4-Hour Work Week, the title kind of says it right. It's about working 4 hours a week. So if you have a full-time job, and this is one of the ideas, you have a full-time job and you want to work less. This is what, along the lines, not exactly, but he said something along the lines of going into work and doing your work as normal, then being productive, making sure your manager likes you and your supervisors or whoever, making sure they like you, and think about what work you can potentially do from home. And he said that one day in the week, like sometime after you've impressed your managers, they like you and you can probably almost get whatever you want, is to say, I want to work from home on Monday for whatever reason. If you're ill or whatever, you can't make it in, whatever the reason is, you say, I want to work from home on Monday. And you work at home. Oh, I don't think I'm doing this right. But anyway, I think you work from home on that particular day and you try your best to be as productive as you've ever been, like the most productive you've ever been. And you do that in a short space of time, so that when your manager sees the work that you've done at home, he's like, oh, he does more work at home. He gets more done at home. He's more productive at home, or she is, than they do when they're in the office. So when you say to your manager that you want to work from home more regularly, they will say, well, of course, because your productivity is up when you're working from home. And then he said that you can take that a little bit further, maybe a month or two later on, and you say, do you know, I've realized actually, now that I've been working from home, I can do my work. Instead of being at the office for 7 hours, I can do all of my work in a day, plus a little bit more than I usually do, in 3 hours or 4 hours. So if I were to come in for 4 days a week and like smash it out, how would you feel about me having Fridays off? I think this book was written at a time when a lot of businesses were doing really well. I don't think the crash had happened yet. I don't think so. I don't think that 08 crash had happened yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Do you know what? Let's find out. Let's Google this together. You know how I love to share my screen with you guys. So let's do it together. 4-Hour Work Week. 4-Hour Work Week. Yes, I was Googling soft work earlier. 4-Hour Work Week. 2007. So published 2007. When was that oil crash? Was that in 2008 or 9? I'm not sure. Let's see. Oil crash. 15. Oil crash 15. So what was the crash in 2008? Let's see. 2008 crash. Financial crash. Was this because of the housing? Was it the housing bubble? Someone help me out here. I know there's some smart people in here. Help me out, guys. Was it the housing bubble? You know I read slow. Was it housing? I think it was housing. The fall of the market 2008. So it was the housing. I know a couple of things. So he wrote this in 2007, right? So things would have been good, right? Things would have been good. It would have been easy for you to say, I'm more productive because everything's going well. The higher ups in the company wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, we need to put more work in and blah, 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 blah. Things are tough. So at that time, I think when that book was written, it would have probably been well received. Anyway, so you'd end up doing 4 days a week, and then you can work it down to 3 days a week or 2 days a week if you can prove that you're more productive at working from home or whatever. And then you can say, actually, you can, if you're only working 2 days a week, then you can go on a 5-day holiday. You can do Tuesday to, you can work, say you're working Monday and Tuesday, you can do Wednesday to Sunday as a holiday. So anyway, loose idea about that kind of stuff, but it was really good because the book and the ideas kind of guides you on how you can free up your time and automate your income. Automate your income. So like stocks, shares, and using your money to make your money and all that kind of stuff. And it really challenged old ideas of work, and that was really, really interesting, and that had an impact on me. So I did something a few years ago which I haven't done since, and I think I need to do it again, but I've been a little bit nervous and anxious about it. So I really like the idea of 4-hour work week, but I couldn't do it for whatever reason. What were the reasons? I think the work I was doing, I felt like I couldn't do it. But what I did do is that I worked 4 days a week, intentionally. I was working with one of my coaches at the time, and we came up with a little bit of a plan on how I would work 4 days a week. So it'd be like Tuesday to Friday. So Monday, I'll go to the museum with my daughter, and I'll just take the time off to sort of relax. And it was really great because it was hard. It was hard. It was hard for a number of reasons. It was hard because I was out of my comfort zone. I was used to working Monday to Friday, actually working on Saturday and Sunday sometimes. Like at church, I'll be doing sound and working on the media team, and that very much felt like work. And then also, I would work late sometimes as well. So it felt a little bit difficult to do. But then I had to be a little bit more organized, and I had to really take time out to think. And now thinking can be hard, right? With all the distractions that's happening, all the things that you have to do, sitting down to think about how you're going to do something can be quite difficult, especially if you don't have like a thinking framework. So anyway, I did it, got out of some old habits, and it was great. It was great. It was really, really good. It was really interesting because I earned more, I worked less, and I earned more. So what happened at the time, I was still making videos, still doing photography, but quite often I was at random events, it felt like. So it might be an event on a Thursday or a Friday, maybe 1 week I would do a video, maybe 1 week I wouldn't do another video, maybe 1 week I'd have a video to edit that lasts an hour long, and then other times it might be 5-minute videos, so loads of videos. I did lots of videos, lots of photography. So if you're filming and you're taking pictures, that's great. You might film for an hour, but usually if you're editing, you might edit for at least 2 or 3 times the time of that, right? So I was like, oh, it's a bit too random. I can't predict anything. I can't predict sales. I can't predict how much money I'm going to make in the next few months. And it was such a simple thing. Glenn, I think I spoke to you about this at that time as well. It was such a simple thing. Just get clients on a retainer. So I was like, oh yeah. So I got clients on retainer. I said, hey, I want to work with you. You want to make these videos. We'll do a studio kind of setup. And I gave myself at the end of a month, maybe 2 weeks to a month to do this. And I just mentioned to 3 or 4 people that I liked working with at the time. And they were like, yeah, that sounds good. So, and that's all it took for me to, my mind was blown. That's all it took for me to be able to say, next month I'll earn this much. And that's all it took for me to be able to say that I don't work on Mondays, because I was working Tuesdays to Fridays. I'd film on a Thursday or film on a Wednesday, Thursday, and a Friday with 3 people, with 3 clients who were paying me on a retainer. And I was just like, oh man, why didn't I think of this before? So that was good. And then around the time as well, I got my, she wasn't my first intern. She might have been the third intern by this, but this was like 2017. She might have been my third intern or 18. And I wanted to put on these events for like people who want to start businesses. So I got this intern in, and we did some research, we did some marketing, some market research, we did some marketing, we put events on Eventbrite. And I was like, oh my gosh, do you know? And even though I'm working with other people now, we've got a great team and we're doing stuff, I feel like I'm still working. I think I'm working more than I was back then. Am I earning more than I was back then? Maybe at random moments. But I think I need to try that again because it really, really worked and it really, really helped. And that was the right work to be doing, actually. That was the right work. The right work at that time was to speak to clients who wanted what I was offering, and they wanted it regularly. They saw the value in what I was doing. I think sometimes people don't see the value in what you're doing, and you bend over backwards to suit their needs, right? And your needs aren't being met, and you end up tired, you end up frustrated, you might end up hating your clients, you might end up hating the people that you work with, your bosses, whatever it is, right? But I think it's so important to make sure that we're doing the right work. Wow, that was a mouthful. Yeah, doing the right work. So super important. So question for you. This is something for you to ponder on. But before I ask this question, have you liked the video? Have you pressed the little like button? It's down here somewhere. Let's see if I get this right. It is somewhere down there. If it's on your phone, I don't know where it is. But yeah, so big question time. Are you ready? Are you ready? Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the hearts if you're doing those. Yeah, so the question, right, is what needs to happen in our working lives for us to get the results and the life we desire? What needs to happen in our working lives, that's in your working life, for us to get the results and the life that we desire? What needs to happen? Might be something to sleep on. Oh, sorry. If you want to get that book, 4 Hour Work Week, let me put the link here. Yeah, if you want to get that book, then, check it out. It's helped a lot. I don't review books, but I wonder if I should do that. So ask yourself that question tonight, tomorrow. Let me know what happens. Drop your responses in the comments if you remember to do so. So yes. So next question. Are you ready? How long have we been going? 30 minutes. The tea's almost finished. You know what happens when the tea ends, the live ends. So, what are you working for? What are you working for? It's really, really important to know your why. What are you working for? Is it your kids? Is it impact? Is it money? Is it freedom? What's the underlying thing? Why, if you're working for money, why do you need that money? What do you want to do? Is it to pay off debts? Is it to have something to pass down to your kids? What is important? It's really important for us to remember that when we go to work, especially on those days when things are a little bit frustrating or things aren't going our way. If it's impact, you want to remember the impact. I watched a movie the other day, actually. I watched a movie. The movie probably doesn't matter, actually. It's a new movie with that guy, Gerard Butler, the Scottish actor. Yes, Sparta. He was in Sparta, right? Yes, 300. Yes, Gerard Butler, great actor. I think it was that movie. He was in Olympus, Kandahar. So at the end of the movie, there's one of the characters. He said to someone that he needs to go home because the back to his country, because the longer he's out of his country, the worse it will get. This guy took it as a threat. But what he was saying is, you need to go home. You need to go home, wherever home is. You need to go home so that you can remember what you're fighting for. It was about war and stuff, the movie. You need to go home. You need to go home so that you can remember what you're fighting for. Because you can get lost in the battle and forget what you're trying to achieve. You can forget who you're trying to protect, forget who you're trying to serve. You can forget what's really, really important to you. And you're just living in the moment or fighting in the moment. Or in our case, we're working in the moment and it could feel frustrating. But when you go home and you see your children or your parents or your grandparents or your loved ones or the people that you want to impact wherever home is, because home is where the heart is, you remember what you're fighting for, and that can energize you and it can fuel you to get you to whatever the next level is. Speaking of next level, I think next week we're going to talk about next level and leveling up, because we hear this a lot. We hear this a lot. Yeah, we hear this term a lot, leveling up and next level. But yeah, remember what you're fighting for. That's really important. Remember your why. Why is it all important? Why is it all important? Ladies and gentlemen, what is your relationship with work? We hear people talk about in the personal development, what's your, in personal development realm, work. We talk about your relationship with money. But what is your relationship with work? If work was your significant other, if work was your lover, if work was your boyfriend or girlfriend, how would work say you have treated it? Ooh, ooh, that one hit me a little bit there. How have you treated work? Have you abused the relationship with work? Or has work abused the relationship with you? That's a good question. How is your relationship with work? I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. It's been great having you on. It's been good to see you in the comment section. Thank you so much. If you have found this video useful in any way, please share it with someone else that it might help, because that's what we're all here for. We're trying to share, encourage other, we're trying to learn, and we're trying to make sure, as a community, we're learning and we're growing and we're sharing. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. We got to look out for each other. Yeah. So do share with anyone who might find this useful. And it's not like I've sat here and give you all this great advice. I like to make people think. I like to encourage people to think about who they are, what they're doing, why they're doing it, why it's important. And I think that you should do that too. I think we should all do that together. What do you think? I wish you, oh, that ginger hit. I pray and I hope that you have a good night's sleep. I hope that tomorrow, Thursday, goes really, really well. I hope that you get closer to your dreams and your goals, and your ambition and inspiration is fired up. It's on fire, that you can reach your goals and have the impact on the world that you desire. Have a good night's sleep. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you in 7 days. Peace in and peace out. Take care.